In this tutorial, I want to take a look at the Object.assign static method. Traditionally, I have used this for shallow cloning of objects, but it has some other uses that we'll take a look at as well. Welcome to another tutorial from All Things JavaScript. As I always start these tutorials, click that bell button and subscribe. If you'd like to support what I'm doing, there are a number of different ways to do that. In the description section, I provide a link to my courses if you'd like to dig deeper into JavaScript. I've also provided a Patreon link with different levels and benefits. And I also publish on Medium, so you can follow me there. So Object.assign copies all the own enumerable properties from one object to another. So first, the property must be a part of the object and not on the prototype. That is what is meant by own. And by the way, if you are not familiar with prototypes, I'll link to a video on that in the description. And the property must be enumerable. Now this means that the enumerable attribute of the property is set to true. This is the default state for every property created on an object. So unless it is changed, or unless you define a property using Object.define property, it should be enumerable. A property needs to be enumerable to show up using most iteration methods, such as a for-in loop or the spread operator, something like that. Now, with that all the way, with that description all out of the way, let's look at what we can do with Object.assign. So here I've created 4 very simple objects. And first I want to look at how we use this static method. Basically, I'm going to set up a result object here, and I'm going to merge some objects together. That's really what we are doing with Object.assign. So if I do Object.assign, and this is the way we need to enter it since it is a static method, and then if I put obj1, this is the target object. So this is an object where things are going to be merged into. And then obj2, this is the source. So it's going to copy properties, the own and enumerable properties from Object.2, and put them in Object.1. So let's look at that really quick. I'm going to refresh this and just jump to the console, and we'll take a look at the result object, and we can see that it does have score1 as a part of it now. So we started with just the name property, and the score1 property was added. Now, something that is very helpful about Object.assign is we can list as many source objects as we want. So I can continue to list here, obj3, obj4, and it's going to take the own enumerable properties from all of those and put them in obj1. So if I save that, and let's refresh again, let's take a look at that result object, and we can see it's done that. And so that's the basics of how Object.assign work. Now, really quick, I need to mention a little bit here about this result obj. That's all I've been showing so far is result obj. But in the code, notice that, remember, the target was obj1. But I've been doing result obj. So what's going on there? Well, if we display obj1, notice it's the same thing. So it really is merging those other properties into obj1. But the way I've structured the code, I now have a second pointer to that object, another reference, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. The whole idea of this variables containing a reference to the same object. Now, there's a couple applications I want to show you with this. One has to do with cloning. And that's what I mentioned is one of the most common things I've done with Object.assign is to clone. Now, this is only shallow cloning, which I'll explain in a minute. But first, let me copy an object here. And for those of you that may not be familiar with the need for cloning, I want to explain that as well. So we have obj5, simple object here. Now, what if I wanted to make a change to this object, but I wanted to keep the original obj5? I did not want to mutate that. That's a situation where we would want to clone the object. We don't want to mutate the original, but we do want to make some changes. And so we clone it or make a copy of that object. Now, we can't just do something like this. We can't just create a new object by going like this. That doesn't work in JavaScript. Basically, what we're doing here is we're simply copying the reference to the original object. And so now obj5 and new obj point to the same object in memory. Let me just show that. I'll save that and refresh this. And now if I take a look at new obj, we can see that it looks like we have a copy of that. It shows that object. But what happens if I change obj5? Let's just go ahead and update this or add a score to it. So that will change obj5 so I can see it's there. But notice that new obj also is changed. And once again, that's because what we're storing in these variables is a reference to the object in memory. And so the object in memory is changed, and so any reference we have to that is going to show the same information. So when we clone an object, it's going to create a brand new object. Therefore, it will have a different place in memory and a different reference. So let's look at that. So I'm going to comment out that one, and we'll do this again. Let new obj equal Object.assign. Now, how do we do this? Well, remember we have a target object and then we have a source object. So for the target object, we just enter an empty object. And then the object we want to clone, obj5. And so what this is going to create is going to copy everything from here into a new object, and we'll reference that using this variable. So now if we save and come out and take a look at new obj, and we can see it has all of that data in it. Now if we change obj5, as we can see, new obj is not changed, but obj5 is. Okay, so those are now two separate objects, and so that's how we clone it. Now, as I mentioned, this only does shallow cloning. Well, what does that mean? Well, if obj5 had a sub-object, meaning one of these properties was an object or an array, is simply going to, when it does Object.assign, it's simply going to copy the reference to that sub-object, that array. All right. So in that sense, we call this shallow cloning, because any deep objects, any objects that are embedded deeply, will not be cloned. So just be aware of that. There are ways to do that, and I have some tutorials on that, so I can link to that. All right, now one last thing I want to show with Object.assign. And this is kind of a neat feature, I think. Not the kind of thing you're going to probably do a lot, but it's a neat little trick with Object.assign. So if I copy and paste in an array of objects, as you can see, these objects have different properties, and that's important because I probably should have mentioned up here, if you're copying objects into the target object here, if let's say obj2 was score 1 and obj4 was score 1, well, it's going to overwrite the final score 1 with the last one it copies in. All right. As you can see with this, we have different properties here. But if we wanted to get all these into one object, there's a simple way to do this, and that's what I wanted to show. It's kind of a neat solution. So let's make one obj here, and we're going to use Object.assign. And once again, we're going to use an empty object. Now, what are we going to copy in? Well, we don't want to just put the array here. We want a list of objects. So how can we take this array and turn it into a list of objects? Well, we can do that with the spread operator. The spread operator is going to spread out those values, which are going to be these individual objects. And that will be just like what we have up here, where we have a list of source objects that are being copied into the target object. And so we can do the spread operator like this. And that's going to spread things out so that we can then copy them into our target object, which is a blank object. So let's go ahead and see how that works. One OBJ is what we're looking for. I'm going to refresh that. And there we go. We have a single object with all of those properties in. So if you have a list of objects and you want to combine them together, that's a way to do it. Now, it's just important to remember that if properties are the same name, the last one copied in is the one that's going to be retained. And one last thing that I should say is if you have a property in an object that is a symbol, that will be copied over using Object.assign, which is kind of a nice feature if you've ever worked with symbols. And if that's something familiar with you, if that's something that's unfamiliar to you, I can link to a tutorial on symbols as well. All right, if you are looking for more JavaScript content, remember the discount links to all of my courses in the description section. Click the bell button to be notified about new releases. I release new tutorials as often as I can, and thanks for watching.